quick shout out to my amazing sponsors for the Patriot Barbie podcast. Celtic Plastics is a water filtration system for your home and work that clears bacteria, fluoride, and heavy metals from your drinking water. You can buy one on CelticPlastics.com and use my code PatriotBarbie for 10% off. And one last shout out to Red Balloon. Thousands of companies are pushing back on wokeness in the workplace. Find a freedom-loving, non-woke job at redballoon.work and follow them on Instagram at redballoonwork. For all my sponsor info, book, and merch, go to patriotbarbie.com. Like, subscribe, and share this podcast. Now, let's get into today's episode. Welcome to the Patriot Barbie podcast. I'm your host, Lindsey Graham, author and conservative activist. I love Jesus. I love America. I'm a proud wife, mom of 3, and I'm having bold and witty conversations with America's patriots, the ones that cancel culture desperately want to blacklist. Trust me, I've been there. In 2020, I defied government lockdowns in Oregon, reopened my salon, and became an icon of freedom. I've been targeted by government and raging liberals every day since, and I refuse to back down. Patriots, I'm here to tell you, your values are worth fighting for. The Patriot Barbie podcast starts now. Welcome to the Patriot Barbie podcast. I have Rachel and Riley here, and together they are, we should all say it together. Together they are RENEE. So you guys are a Christian pop duo, which is like epic to me. I'm actually an avid Christian music listener, and I do like Skillet, like the hardcore. I love that. And people are like, my kids will be in the back seat, and they're like, Mommy, is this Jesus music? I'm like, actually it is. Yeah. So I love the idea that music, Christian music especially, has gone beyond like Chris Tomlin, and I'm old, so Amy Grant. Do you know who that is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's it? I mean, what's life like as what's your day-to-day routine as like a Christian pop duo?
Oh my gosh. I would say like for us, we obviously like we write all of our music. So that's like a big like play into like what we do. Like a lot of people think that we just like get up and get ready and sing, but like
Britney Spears.
Yeah. But a lot of like the background of it is just like creating and writing and like finding cool ways to like say something in a song or cool ways to express ourselves. Like Riley will come up and be like, oh my gosh, what if we had like this melody to something? And it kind of spawns out of like the weirdest, most random times. So normally on just our day-to-day life, we're like writing or creating or like, what if we did this for an album cover? Or just like a lot of like the behind the scenes stuff we have a really big say in. So like
these are true artists. Like you're the art behind everything.
You're literally creating. So like a lot of that is just creativity.
Do you so I like to think I'm a poet, but like I did a ton of poetry in high school, and I'd write the poem and then think, oh, this would be such a good song. But I have no like musical talent. I can kind of sing, but I could definitely never write music.
Do you play any instruments?
Nope, just my vocal cords. And you can imagine it's quite raspy. It's like Joan Jett. Right?
I love your voice. That's so cool.
I wonder, do you guys come up with a melody first, or do you does a title hit you, or like something you're saying and then you're like, ooh, what if we put that to music? Like, what comes first?
I think it's different every single time.
Okay.
You're so right.
Yeah, I know that we have wrote songs to music before, and I know that we write a song and then put music to it.
Okay.
Or sometimes we'll just get a melody, you know, or sometimes we'll just get lyrics. So it just depends on the song, honestly. It's just different every single time.
And I think the fun part is like it happens different every time. So it keeps it interesting. Like I wouldn't want to just write a song the same way.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. So you can sometimes you'll get like a message, sometimes you'll get a tune.
Yeah.
That's so cool. And you guys compose the music too?
Yeah,
I don't know how that works. But usually there's machines now, I know, but
we come up with like the melodies, or like say like a melody hook or like something, or we'll have an idea and then or we'll have a whole song and we go in and our producer will put like music and tracks to it and like build a track for it. And he's great. His name's Ted T. He's awesome.
Shout out to Ted.
Yeah. Shout out to Ted.
That's so cool. And you guys are getting ready to go on a really big tour, right?
Yeah.
Is that true? Can you talk about it?
No.
It's not a secret.
Can't.
You can't?
I know!
Well, I'm like, can you talk about it? But I'm like, no, really.
Actually, no.
We can't.
Can you say, is there any, how do I know this then? Oh
yeah.
I don't know.
You're just like on the inside, you know?
Okay, so am I even supposed to know that? That you're going on a tour?
You can know.
Yeah, you can know.
It's just like all? Is that it? Is there anything else?
No.
That's it.
We can't say anything.
Okay. Hey, they're going on a big tour. Congrats.
We can tell you that we are like currently on a tour with Ryan Stevenson, Seventh Time Down.
Okay.
And then us. That is something that we're currently doing
starts
on a tour.
this Friday.
Yeah, and we're
Okay.
gonna be kicking it off in Texas and then
Not
Baton
here, though.
Rouge, Louisiana.
Yeah.
I have a great story about Ryan Stevenson. So,
we wanna
you
hear.
want to hear it?
Yeah.
So he wrote his book, Eye of the Storm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys know my backstory, but I defied government and I got canceled and I was like one of the first Americans to reopen and all these things.
So like, I got canceled.
Like, yeah, I got really canceled. So now I live in Arizona and I'm a conservative activist. But in the middle of that story, I kept like praying to God, you know, what's my purpose here? Like, why did I lose literally everything? What do you want me to do now? I can't start over as a hairstylist. I can't open a new gym. Like, we lost all of our businesses. And I kept praying that. And my aunt gave me Ryan Stevenson's book, The Eye of the Storm. And she just said it was a birthday gift. But in the cover, she wrote, this man found his purpose, like, through this book. And I wish that you would write your story. And I was like, reading the book. And that was the first time I had read, like, someone say, you should write your story. So I'm reading his book and I'm praying on the plane, going, all right, Lord, show me my purpose. Show me my purpose. And long story short, I get to Oregon and like 3 different people had basically said, you should write a book. You should write a book. And I was like, all right, Lord, I'm going to write a book. And that's how I ended up writing my book because of reading Ryan Stevenson's book. So I actually sent him a copy too.
Yeah, Ryan has such a great heart.
He does.
Yeah.
We love Ryan.
We were fans of him from like before we even started in Christian music. Like he was like one of the first songs. Eye of the Storm was one of the first songs we ever covered.
Oh my gosh.
So like in order to be on tour with him right now, it's just like a really surreal.
Like,
I know it really
and like
is.
we just recently got signed with a management company, First Company Management, and it's been incredible. And Ryan, you know, helped so much in making those connections for us and like really helping us get on that company.
Yeah.
It's obviously his company as well, and so it was a great connection to our manager now and Ryan introducing us to him and really just trying to help us out. And like
That's
that,
so
you know,
awesome.
that just shows his heart because a lot of people wouldn't, you know,
a lot of people in the
steps for
industry,
someone,
they would just want something from you.
Right.
So it's really rare.
He was very authentic in his book.
Oh,
He's
for
like
sure.
very open about his struggles and
For sure.
So have you met Toby Mac yet?
Yes.
I did Toby Mac. He's cool.
He is so cool.
Okay,
He's
so
awesome.
the biggest question I want to ask you, because I know that when God puts people in places, there's like a whole backstory to it. So how did you guys get into, being Christian artists?
So we started out singing in nursing homes, actually. When we were 5 and 6, our mom would do like a devotion, just like a message and just speaking to some of the elderly women there, that didn't really have anything else going on and couldn't get out much. So we went to them and we started singing there. One of the activity directors were like, hey, do you think you girls could like sing a couple songs? And my mom was like, yeah, they're 5 and 6, but if you want them to. And so we started singing like for the people there that were in the nursing home. And finally, like the nursing home had a big corporate meeting and like they wanted to bring us in as like the entertainment, I guess, is like a 5 and 6 year old.
These older people are like beside themselves.
Yeah.
They're so cute.
Yeah. So we thought there were going to be like just like, a few people there at this meeting, and it ended up being like a huge deal for their entire company. And there were a lot of, pastors there and pastors' wives there that started wanting to have us at their church, and so we started doing that and going out and performing for people's churches and just singing as
at 5 and 6.
It started out like this local thing, and then kind of one thing led to another, and it was this domino effect of going, out of state or like going like in the tri-state area, and then that branched out and you meet new people, and it was just like, I think something for us is we weren't like people to just, once we realized we wanted, like we had a passion for it, we kind of started to go out and get it more. Like, okay, well, what can we do to like make this something that's more easy or something that's more gonna benefit, like to reach more people.
Right. Yeah.
And so instead of just staying and getting comfortable in that local area, I think for us, we were like, let's go out of state to this concert and meet so-and-so, or like, let's do that. And so I think that kind of helped us too, because we wanted to go out and kind of get our hands dirty.
Right. Everyone talks about like overnight success, but it never is truly overnight. I think God like builds us up and like gives us little stepping stones. And I always tell people your baseline changes, So like when I first became a political figure, I met like, I don't know, I met like Brandon Tatum, and he's kind of like a big deal here in Arizona. And I was like, oh my gosh, I met him. And now like I'm doing a merch line with him, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm doing a merch line. Like your baseline changes,
he's my
right?
friend.
And then Mike Lindell's my hero. So the first time I ever met Mike Lindell, I was sweating. And now I just like, hey, what's up, Mike? Like, hang out. But you started, at a nursing home, and then you're like, okay, now here, and now here, and now, we're going on a national tour that we can't talk about.
And it's funny.
Your baseline has changed.
It's funny because it's like you said, like the people that were your heroes and still are become like your friends. And it just makes it a really sweet thing because you're like, you're the reason that I'm inspired to do this. And I just get to hang out with you now. And it's such a beautiful, beautiful relationship.
That's so cool. So there was a question I was going to ask you, and it was all about your whole move up. Do you have any video of when you were 5 and 6?
Oh yeah.
Okay, we're gonna play that. We're gonna play that right here.
No, that's exclusive along with the tour.
Oh my gosh, we're signing a non-compete or
yeah. We
how's your Christian journey been with the Lord? When he puts you guys on a path, you have to enjoy it, right? Everyone's afraid of
for sure
God calling you into something that you don't love, and that just is so silly because he would never do that. So you obviously love what you do.
Yeah, for sure.
Has there been any major stumbling blocks or attacks or anything that
I really think that you can tell when the devil's fighting, obviously, and so just pushing through that and just staying grounded in your faith and in the word, is just so important for us and me especially, because you can't do it without that. The world already is just so crazy, and then you put in the devil fighting you because you're spreading the gospel and trying to share Jesus, and it becomes a lot to deal with on the daily basis. So just staying grounded in your faith has just been key for me, and I'm sure Rachel as well, and that's just helped us so much to be able to press on and keep going with that. And I definitely agree, when the Lord puts you in a position, he's not going to make you hate it.
Right.
We both love what we do, and we enjoy it, and we have fun, and that's what matters. I think Jesus really wants us to just do our best and bring him glory, and it's been awesome.
Do you notice that, I've noticed this, I'm curious if you do, that when you're about to level up, Satan starts messing with you.
Oh yeah.
And now I get joy when I'm like, my Instagram got censored and this deal fell through. Satan's trying to get me down. That means something's about to happen. I get all excited.
Yeah.
I think it's important to make notes of that too. This person's doing this, or even between us, we're sisters, obviously. We've seen the worst and we've seen the best in each other. So at some point when something tries to come between us, it's important to make notes. This is no other than an attack of an enemy because he doesn't like what's going on.
Yep.
He doesn't like what's happening.
I break up everything.
Yes. And it's you have to make a note. Is this really someone hurting me, or is this the enemy using someone to hurt me?
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
It's so awesome. So what got you guys into singing in general? At 5 and 6, was it cute?
Yeah, it was just kind of how that happened. The nursing home lady was like, hey, can you sing? We were like, I mean, I guess.
We grew up on Barbie,
singing. Were you harmonizing at 5 and 6?
We weren't harmonizing at 5 and 6. We started harmonizing at probably a year or
7.5.
a year or two after.
Okay.
And we were at a Home Depot, I'll never forget, and we were sitting in the parking lot, and I don't know why we weren't going in. We were just sitting in the parking lot singing to the radio or whatever. And we started harmonizing, and we were like, oh, we messed up. That's not how it's supposed to go. And we were like, wait, that sounded cool, though. Let's keep doing it.
Yeah.
Had no idea what we were doing.
Which is so weird.
And so we sang that song at church. We were like, let's perfect it and sing it for church, our church.
Perfect the mistake.
Yeah, so we perfected the mistake.
So right there in Home Depot, we wrote a song.
Yeah, so we perfected the mistake. And
do you remember what song it was?
It was farther along, I think.
Oh, okay.
And you're right, it was.
Yeah, and so we get up at church, and the music director's like, did someone teach you girls how to sing harmony? Because we had obviously been singing in church forever, and we had never sang harmony. And we were like, what?
And they were like, it has a name.
They were like,
the mistake has a name.
They were like, did someone teach you guys how to sing harmony? And we were like, is that what we were doing? And they were like, yeah, you guys were singing harmony. And we were like, oh. Well, that's what we were doing.
Oh,
so
really?
it was
wow.
It was our mistake.
Did you have blonde hair back then too? Okay, if you ever write a autobiography, it should be called Harmony in Home Depot.
Oh my gosh,
sponsor
funny.
Harmony in Home Depot.
That's
amazing.
Awesome.
That's
so what do you think the end game is? Do you know what the end game is here? Is it gonna be musicians the rest of your life?
Yeah, I think so. I'm calling your end game, Rachel.
I think if there's a big tour happening, that there's probably a career there. So
yeah, I'm excited.
It's like something that I feel like for me, it's just a really strong passion. And I know like even if I wasn't like even if something happened to my voice and I couldn't sing, there would be other avenues in music that I would want to pursue. Right. So like whether it be just be writing or whether it just be like helping like develop other artists, like I would always want to be involved in music some way. And I think we can both like appreciate and like acknowledge that it's grown into a part of us now. And it's so like I think the end game is just like we want to reach as many people with our music and touch as many lives as possible, because I feel like that's the reason that we're doing it.
Well, you guys are gonna go see Vanessa Orobuena after this. We're allowed to talk about that.
Oh yeah.
So they're gonna go film in Sedona with the famous worship artist Vanessa Orobuena, also my girl, and release a bunch of footage of your beautiful worship music and her painting. Aww. Who knows what? Probably Jesus, but
we're excited.
That's exciting. That's gonna be awesome.
She's so talented, and we came across her videos on TikTok. I'd been seeing her work for a while on my For You page. And then our mom, she saw her work too, and she was like, oh my gosh, this would be so cool if we could like, do something about like with her. And turns out someone got kind of involved in it, and when I found out that we were gonna fly out and do this music video, I was like, no way, I've been watching her on my For You page for like so long, and it was this like really cool, like this is such an honor to be able to work with her.
Yeah. I picked up as Vanessa's business liaison like a month and a half ago, and immediately started getting like all these things that I needed to like that got dropped for however long. And then she would just send me the most like cryptic emails about picking something back up. And it was like, these 2 girls are Christian music artists. They're going to come in and sing, get it booked. And I was like, oh, okay. Who are they? Like, who are these
right
girls?
On it.
Yeah. And then I was like, but why? What's the point? Oh, we're going to do a video. And I'm like, you know what? I'll just get it booked. So I was the person that was like, hi, something about you guys flying out and like, come just.
Yeah. Like I have no idea what's happening, but you're coming to Arizona.
And what's your band's name again? So,
that's
you guys are really cool. Can you sing a little harmony on air right now?
Oh my goodness.
You get to pick the song.
You get to pick the song, right? Cool.
Sing Happy Birthday for all I care.
What's a good song?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
It's not my birthday.
Short and sweet.
Okay, we're gonna air this episode in March when it's my birthday.
Hey, my birthday's in March.
It is when?
Yeah, March 2nd.
Oh, okay, March 11th. You're
March 2nd.
a Pisces. Pisces.
Yeah.
I kind of have fun with that a little bit. What are you?
I'm June.
You're Gemini.
Yeah, that's what that is.
Because like Pisces tend to be, and I believe that God created astrology. That's why I kind of believe a little bit in astrology. I believe he had a whole divine thing, but Pisces are supposed to be like artistic and outgoing and creative and dreamers. And
it's definitely me.
Are you hard-headed too?
A little bit,
yeah.
For sure.
See?
Rachel's, I know, I read a little bit about hers, and hers lined up with her like perfectly. So
oh my
gosh, I don't remember what it was, but it was funny.
Oh, good. I'm so glad you're doing research into my life.
Yeah, I was like, let's see what Rachel is.
She's like, see this attitude right here? This is because you're a Gemini. No.
If you don't know by now, then.
So what do you want to reach people with? What's the message that you want your music and your lives and your purpose to convey?
That's really good.
Your answer is going to be really good. I can tell.
How do you know?
It's just the look on your...
Because you're a child of the king.
Pisces.
Because you're a Pisces.
You're like me.
That was awesome.
I think we've always had a really strong message towards young girls. Mm-hmm. Like, obviously growing up, like, it's just who we are, so it's who we want to reach an audience for. Right. And, just letting them know that they're loved and they don't have to fit this standard of beauty or, whatever it is that they're going through, insecurity or whatever, even like in as far as human trafficking goes and, stuff like that. Like I think women right now are just so strong and powerful, and we want to empower them. And I mean, insecurity is a really huge thing right now. Right. And girls, I feel like, are always just talking down to themselves, and I keep wanting to encourage them, like, hey, you're a child of God. Like, you don't have to speak to yourself like that, or you don't have to say I'm ugly, or I'm this or I'm that. Like, God calls you beautiful and you're made in his image. And I think that's a message we really want to relay to young girls. And, and I mean, young men, anybody that's going through insecurity, like it's not just girls, like we just have this big heart, I think, and passion for reaching the younger generation for sure.
Well, and there is a very large attack on women and femininity in America, and the natural role that God gave women and men separately. And being kind of on the political scene, I've just seen that, there's just a war on us. Like, men can be us. Men can win Miss America as a female. And I'm like, how about we're just divinely purposed the way we are? Thanks so much. Like, let's just honor women, So that's really great because young girls do need that right now. They need, especially with social media, I've noticed.
That's another thing I was going to touch on. Social media
huge...
and comparison is such a huge thing right now.
Yep.
And like everybody's trying to look like a certain way because an Instagram model looks like that, or and
it's not real. It's fake.
It is. It's so good to just be genuine and be yourself and not try to fit in everyone's quota of beauty or whatever's going on right now in their minds. I just wish
because everything changes. Like it's such a revolving door when it comes to like beauty standards and like stereotypical like the way we should look, like that changes so much. It's like, don't get caught up in a certain generation who believes you should look a certain way,
right?
Like for example, when like thin eyebrows were like a thing like years ago,
and then bushy eyebrows,
and then bushy eyebrows came in,
it's like, if you didn't have that, you weren't cute. It's like,
you just love your eyebrows the way they are.
I just love your eyebrows. So, like, that's the message of this.
Everybody like shaved off their eyebrows to have thin little drawn on eyebrows, and then now they're like, oh my gosh, I wish I wouldn't have done that. I need eyebrows.
If you ever need to be entertained, Google like bad eyebrow tattoos. It's a little bit heartbreaking because these are tattoos, like they're permanent. Yeah. But I mean, they're like straight sometimes, and they're like up sometimes. See, if we would have just left our eyebrows alone.
Love your natural brows. Yeah, they're sisters, not twins.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. Well, same with like body image. I mean, I've been alive for 40 years, and we went through where the supermodels, Kate Moss was like stick thin, and then every girl wanted to be stick thin, and then girls with curves were like, I'll never be stick thin. And then curves came in, and I'm like, I'm stick thin, so what do I do?
I eat an apple a day.
And then I had babies, and I got curves, and I'm like, okay, where am I at in this like acceptance period? But that's the other thing too, is as a female, you are like faced with that every single day, and you're going to be faced with that every single day for the rest of your life. But when you look at yourself in the mirror and say, God created me exactly as I am, and I really do believe that I'm perfect the way that he created me, then you worry less about what the model looks like, and there doesn't need to be criticism. Oh, she's too skinny or she's too fat. Like, we leave it alone and go, well, she's not me. That's all. And I'm not her.
Yeah.
So I think that's a great message. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Good job, ladies. Where can people find your music and you and stalk you and Instagram and all that?
We are on Instagram, Facebook, basically all social media platforms.
Huh?
Yep. Renee. And
Renee Music Official
is our Instagram, and then our website is Renee Music Official as well. Mm-hmm. You can get our music on Pandora, Spotify, Apple Music, everywhere. If you go to our website, there's a link tree. If you go to our Instagram, there's a link tree.
She's the PR girl, yeah.
Yeah, no kidding. Wow.
Go buy, stream, whatever your heart tells you.
I will put as much of this as I can in the comments or in the description. So awesome, you guys. Thank you so much. Is there anything else that you want to tell viewers or listeners? Or
be on the lookout for something with Vanessa.
Yeah.
And something else.
And something else we can't talk about.
And a big tour.
A big tour.
Maybe Vanessa will be on the tour with you.
Oh, maybe. There's some. Yeah.
If you need to discuss that, let me know.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Why is the band called Renee? The band. Why is the duet called Renee?
So Renee is both of our middle names.
Okay.
So it's Rachel Renee, Riley Renee.
Cute.
And Renee actually means born again in French.
In French. Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a great name for your I keep calling you band. I know you're not a band. It's a great name.
Yeah.
All right, you ready for your cheers?
Yeah.
Okay. Cheers to
being born again.
Born again. To Renee.
Oh, Renee.
To Renee.
Let's do it.
Thanks for tuning in to the Patriot Barbie podcast. Follow me on Truth Social at The Patriot Barbie and Instagram at the.patriot.barbie. Subscribe, leave a review, and share this podcast with your friends. You can find this show, my book Targeted, and my apparel line on www.patriotbarbie.com. God bless America, and God bless you.
It's Dylan's KC Barbecue at 4 Valley locations. Our sports bar in Arrowhead is packed with TVs for the ultimate sports fan. Our Wildlife World Zoo location will have you on the edge of your seat, dining right next to our 60,000-gallon shark tank. Dylan's Bayou at Pleasant Harbor has never-ending sunsets, beautiful people, and live music every weekend. And our newest location, Western Trails Ranch, is 12 acres of rodeo fun and live outdoor concerts for the entire family. It's Dylan's KC Barbecue, where we're elite, unique, and memorable.